Do I need a resume for my remote high ticket closing career or apartment selling career? So this is one of the most common questions that I get. Do I need a resume? Do I need a website? How do I do on my brand? What do I need to prepare? What do I need to get ready? And as you can hear, I'm almost losing my voice. I've taken too many calls this week, and I'll do my best to get to the end of this video. So please bear with my voice, and I hope you can hear me loud and clear. You can see the email that I'm about to share, because this is the email that I just blasted out today. And for those of you who are not on my list and you want to see the things that I write to my subscribers daily, you can find either my e-guide or my free training somewhere in the description or in the comments, and download my stuff, and that will drop you into my subscribers list, and then you can see the kind of things that I write out and send out every day. Today's email is about your brand assets, and I thought that I would share it here as well, since a lot of you don't have access to my list, and I think this needs to be out there. So when I say brand assets, and I always ask closers to prepare them in advance, it can be a one-pager, okay, and I'm going to share all the examples in a bit. It can be a one-pager, it can be a one-page document, it can be our classic LinkedIn, and I would like you to prepare at least 2 of them, because what a lot of closers do is they wait. And a lot of times when you apply for opportunities, companies want proof, and they want to say, hey, send me a recording of your role play, send me a recording of calls you've taken, send me some examples of how you book calls. Because when we talk about experience, and as we know, a lot of companies want experience, and a lot of closers will talk, as in they will tell. And remember the golden rule: telling is not selling. Telling is not selling. So when you tell the interviewer, or you tell company, or you tell people, you say, I have worked as an ABC for X amount of years. I have been in the ABC industry for X years. Or I have ABC experience for X years. Of course, to you, that is what you've actually done, right? And that's very relevant to you, and that's probably where most of your experience and your training comes from. And it might actually be relevant. It's just that if you apply to a company, you want to check if it's directly relevant to the context, to what the company wants, to what the company perceives as relevant, to what the company perceives as value, not you. Okay, you need to understand what the context is, and then adjust your experience to suit the context. So the other thing is, when so many people come in and everyone say, oh, I have 10 years of experience, I have 50 years of experience, I have 100 years of experience, I have 1 millennia of experience, it's very hard to verify. You know what I mean? And when everyone says that, and then I interview closers as well, and then when they say I have 15 years, and then the way they do things sometimes doesn't match the amount of experience. So the fastest way you can stand out is to show proof, okay, verifiable, direct, legitimate proof that shows that this portion of your experience is directly relevant to the role that you're applying. That's what business owners want. They want proof of substance, because without that proof of substance, then what we have is just all hot air. And then when we are tested on interviews, I'm going to show you all these examples in a while. When we are tested on interviews, we can only rely on words. We can only rely on questions to redirect the interviewer, and then we have to play games and wrestle control over. If you look at all the interviews that I have, and I've recorded them and uploaded on YouTube as well, I don't play games with the interviewers. I don't try to wrestle control back. I don't try to hardcore qualify them. I actually just cooperate very directly with them, and it's a very smooth process. Whatever they ask, I just tell. Technically I could frame the call and redirect, and I can play all those games if I wanted to, but why do I want to do that? You ask me a question, I just show you the proof. You ask me how I do it, this is how I do it, right? How many calls have I booked? I show you. How many deals I've closed? I just send you. Or even if I have nothing, even during the months and years when I have nothing, I record a role play. Okay, I screenshot a conversation and I tell them, this is not real, this is a role play, okay, of a text conversation. This is a role play of a sales call. It's not real, it's just me and my friend, we partner up and we role play, so it's a recording. And worst case scenario, you can send that as well. At the very least, You are not one of those hot air closers that say, hey, I have this, let me close for you so that you can let me close for you. There's no substance at all. And if everyone else is doing that, then you got to go a different way and say, okay, in the sea of all these closers, thousands and thousands of closers coming in every day, every week, how can I stand out? How can I pre-sell these business owners that I'm different from everyone else in the candidate pool? And if you think about it, these business owners, they are your prospects. For those of you who don't have offers yet, then these business owners are your prospects. You're actually prospecting them. You're actually pre-selling them. You're actually getting them on interviews. You're actually selling them on your character, your brand, your experiences, or even if you don't have experiences, as in verifiable experiences, you are at least selling them on the work that you have prepared and the work that you have studied. So on the interview, you don't have to play games. Any question they ask you, you can listen to my interviews. Any questions they ask me, I just tell them. And then anything I want to know from them, they just tell me. When we start working together, and if any one of us find out that the other person did not is not as advertised, then we can end the agreement there and then, right? So it doesn't have to be that complicated, okay? And if you need some coaching on how you can use your existing experience, even if it is not sales experience, I know some of you are I have students that are police officers, I have students that are accountants, all different walks of life, and even though the industry is not directly transferable, the soft skills of leadership, communication, even things like patience, even things like listening, okay, there is a way to pick out what's relevant from the work that you've done before, and then be honest about it, be transparent about it, and then put that into your brand assets to say that yes, it's true that I don't have experience, but from the things I've done, some of you have worked in insurance or real estate before. Those are sales. Those are directly transferable, okay? Or if it's not directly transferable, you can still highlight some of those things and don't force it, but you can say that yes, it's true, I don't have sales experience, but I have leadership experience. I have communication experience. I have customer service experience, or I've been a coach before, like me. I coach martial arts, I coach fencing. I used to talk about those things because business owners, when they look at you, they understand that skills can be taught, experiences can be built. But from your history, there's a lot in your character, there's a lot in your values, there's a lot in your ability or your resourcefulness in general. When you talk about your past experiences, you might think that it's not transferable. You might think it's not relevant. But if you highlight it in the right way, and I can coach you through that, okay, the business owners can see the value. Because they know that the rest, they can train you, they can coach you. So it's very important to sell yourself. It's very important to pre-sell yourself. Don't feel that, just because I came from a different industry, then, oh my god, it's so hard to sell myself as a closer. Okay, all of us start from there. I myself start from there. Okay, my previous experience before coming into sales, martial arts instructor. How the hell are you going to link that to remote closing, right? But I talk about how I coach my students, how I train my students, how I prepare for classes, how disciplined I am. I think a lot of that speaks for itself, and business owner can see that, and it really helped to pre-sell me. So like if there were 10-20 people that the business owners want to interview, I'm always in the top 3, I'm always in the top 5, and I quite like my chances, okay, even when I have no experience. So this is how you attract the best opportunities and filter away the unqualified ones. Because a lot of you ask, hey, how to find opportunities. The quality of the opportunities that you find are always a reflection of the quality of work that you put out. So we always want to look at ourselves. I want the best opportunities. Have I been putting out the best work out? If not, then the opportunities that I attract will always mirror what I've been putting out. Then I got to work my way up. You got zero experience, you can't expect like a top company to come and help you. Okay? They won't. They will pick the top players. So when I have no experience, I just work my way up, and then put in my brand. I work. I put in my brand and work. Okay. So exactly what do some of these resources look like? Let's go through them. Okay. So what does the one-page website look like? Okay, this is mine. It's what I've always used. I just put 3 simple links. Okay, then I put a photo of me, I do a little copy right here. I also call out my ideal business owner. Okay, then I have some simple methodology and the work I've done, the systems I've built, I put here. Here you can talk about how you set. Here you can talk about how you close. Okay, here you can talk about the systems that you've helped build, okay, or what you've learned today. It doesn't need to be perfect. Okay, your first draft doesn't need to be perfect. You just put what you have, and then over time, when you get more experience and when you get more confident, then you take it down and you upgrade again. Okay, I always like to put the top 3 highlights of what I've done, and then here's more copy. Okay, here's some screenshots of the wins that I've got, commissions I've collected, and that's good enough. Okay, because from here they already can come inbound and contact you and talk about these things that you have put. You know, you don't want to create some hardcore like 7-9 pages worth of stuff, like just summarize everything, because you know your business owner is busy. Chances are when you send it to them, they just take their phone, they might, you know, look at this on their phone and say, oh, Sean applied for this position, oh, he has a 1-page website, let's check it out. Okay, this is done some work before, it's real, you know. He say that he closed for 5 years. From what I've seen, I checked the date, I checked the influencer. It's verifiable experience. He really worked full-time for these companies before. You know, he didn't just magically come out and say, hey, I do this for XYZ years, I do ABC for XYZ years. It's like, it's real. Okay? So that will separate you from all the other hot air closers that don't have substance, and then they just need to keep using words to sell themselves, and you will just skip the queue. Okay, you will skip the queue because you don't even need to sell yourself anymore because they're already pre-sold on you. Okay, and the ones that have the hardcore sell themselves, hardcore talk about, you know, this and that, it's because they don't have substance. Once you have substance, just put it there and then you win. Okay, so that's the 1-page website. You can go over to seansena.com/demo and look at it yourself. I update that every few months. What does a 1-page document look like? But it's more of a classic resume. Sometimes when I apply to more traditional roles, or for whatever reason they just want to see your CV. Okay, fine, here's my CV. Okay, so I also do 1 page because I like to be concise, and again, all verifiable experiences. Okay, if you want a copy of this, just reach out and let me know. I'll just send it over to you. Actually, it's in my email. You know, you guys on my list, you can just click. So this 2018 I started. Okay, then this is the company I closed for 2019, 2021, and it's actually just booking calls and closing deals. I just kind of like write a little bit more because I don't want every role to say I book calls and I close deals, right? That's a bit mundane. Okay, so I colored it up a little bit, and you know, to make it concise. And again, it also has a link to my website, and my website also has a link to all my social media accounts, which it's not, you don't really have to do them, but I want to do them because I want to express myself, right? And if you check the dates, okay, you scroll all the way down, you know, Instagram doesn't lie, right? Okay, my first post. Okay, what does it say? July 19, 2018. July 19, 2018. The recording of this video right now, we are July 14, 2023. So it's 5 days short. 5 days short of 5 years. Then you can see all the things that I document here. Okay, this one goes to my LinkedIn. This one goes to my Facebook. Okay, you don't have to do all this. I know it's a lot of work, but since you're already doing the work, you might as well just take, you know, once a week or twice a week, you just say that, you know, this week, this is what happened, right? And this is what I learned, this is what I've done. And you want to talk more about how this can benefit the business owners. You don't want to keep, you see here I'm writing to my ideal business owner. Okay. And you can just find Sean Lim. Sean Lim is my closer profile. That's my real name. Okay. Then you can read through it. Okay. Well, these are your prospects. You have to pre-sell them and distinguish yourself from every other closer. Okay, there's talking about themselves, but you really want to find what makes you unique and what is your basis of your substance, okay, and what transferable skills you have, then compile them all together in one location, okay, or one pager, one document, or classic LinkedIn. So this is the LinkedIn. Okay, if you're on my email, you click, or you can just go to my LinkedIn itself and see. Okay, so it's the same as my resume, just a little bit more fancy and a little bit more description and some of the other stuff that I've done before I joined closing. So don't feel that your work before coming into closing is irrelevant. I would think that it is. Okay, not directly relevant, but it shows a lot about some of the transferable skill sets. Because if you teach English before, what does it say about your language skills? If you coach fencing before, what does it say about your communication, leadership, you know? So you can't say that, yeah, it's not sales, but there are a lot of soft skills there, right? And then for those of you who say, hey, I got no experience, how do you think I got this first role? Right? I needed to start somewhere. Then I got to my second role, then I got to my third role. Okay? So if you need some coaching, just reach out, and then let's see what you've got and how we can put them together for your brand. And so the approach is this, okay? Because you might think, well, if I do all this, how do I use it? How do I send it? So here's how you do it. Okay, what most people do is when they apply to positions, they like to comment, then they will just sit back and wait, or they will apply, then they will sit back and wait. And you got to understand that if it's like 20, 30, 50, 100 closers doing that, then it's very hard for you to be placed in the top 3, top 5 and get interviewed and then actually get the position. So after you present all this as proof of your verifiable experiences, you cannot just throw this resource at them because it's still not relevant. Okay, you want to study the company, and then you want to take the most relevant piece of work from this experience and you archive it, save it. So it's very important to document all your work, okay, as you're going through your remote career. So you can like you see, I put it in this email, right? So if I send it to the business owner and they click, instead of saying, oh, I work as a setter before, I work as a closer before, you say, everybody can say that, but you see this is proof. It's proof that I've reached out for a company. I know how to build rapport, I know how to ask questions, I know how to address, I know how to get them on a call, and then they book a call. So this is proof of a call booked, right? If you don't have proof, you can do a role play with your friend, but be honest and say that this is not a real conversation. Okay, the one I'm sending you is real. Okay, I did this for a real estate marketer. So if you don't have a real conversation, just role play with your friend and screenshot and be honest about it and say that this is just a role play. Okay, then you screenshot it and then you put it somewhere in your one pager or your website or your LinkedIn. You want to put it all over your brand because you're selling yourself. Okay, unless you still want to wait for placement. Okay, go out there and sell yourself. Then this one, if it's the same thing, it's a recorded sales call. Okay, so record all your calls and with permission. Okay, if you sign NDAs and stuff, you got to be smart about what to share, what not to share. So this is my own sales call, okay, so I can share. And if you don't have, again, you can role play and record it. At least the business owner can see how you close. Okay, and they can see from a role play, we can see a lot of things. So if you don't have a real sales call, just do a role play and be honest about it. Okay, say it's a role play, and then even in the role play, we can still hear what you've got. Okay, and that's better than talking. Well, this is proof. And then if you have done something before, a training or a system or something you have built, you can also record it, and then if it's relevant, okay, to the role, send it. Okay, or if you have been in a leadership position before, whether in sales or outside of sales, okay, again, get proof and then you can share. Or if it's you have set before, closed before, and then the business owner acknowledge you and they recognize you, and then what the hell, there's ads on my own video. So do I get paid for this? Like, how do I claim this? What the hell, I have to watch videos on my own ads. I mean, watch ads on my own videos. Okay, so this is a business coach, and I helped her before, I got her a testimonial, and then it's here. Okay, like I said, if you're nothing, just do a role play and then record it and be honest about it. So I hope this gives you a clearer perspective on what to prepare, because you don't want to wait till the influencers say, hey, send me what you've done before, send me some of your work, tell me about yourself. Actually, a lot of times, even if they don't ask you, you really want to prepare this in advance and see what is the context and see what is the right timing to say, hey, I've already submitted an application, and I also wanted to update you that this is some of the work I've done before that I feel could be relevant to the things you're trying to solve in your business. So if you don't mind, I'd like to share it with you before. For sure, they will take a look at it, right? Because you are making the extra effort. And what does it say about you when can't say all, but almost all the other applicants are saying, hey, I closed before, hey, I said before, hey, I got this, oh, I'm very determined, oh, I'm very coachable. They say, but you will do. Okay? So if you need extra help, just go to my website and then find the booking link. Okay, we can talk, and then I will see what you have and coach you through it. For those of you who say, Sean, this video you made completely does not apply to me because I have zero experience, then you watch this video. This was a lady that I coach as well, quite young, and then she told me that, what you're teaching doesn't apply to me because I really have nothing. I have nothing to talk about. Okay, then go find this video on my channel. Okay, no experience in remote sales, watch this, and then you watch this, and then let me know if it helps. Okay, so that's what's happening on my end, and this is what I have to say today. If it's relevant, let me know. Not relevant, let me know. And any comments, questions, feedback, reach on social media, and let me hear your thoughts. Okay, let me hear your questions, and I'll continue to put out content that can hopefully continue to guide and support you in the right direction. So enjoy your closing, enjoy your setting, enjoy the rest of my videos, and I will talk to you soon. Cheers.